So hi, I'm back to, this is Kenny McKenzie again. I'm back with the second piece of this segment on integrating technology in courses with the doing some research here to find out why some teachers would not choose to integrate technology into their courses. Maybe go to the Edutopia site and see, do I have it? Um, who is talking about that? Andrew Marsenek. um, the more he saw, I've seen technology initiatives falter or lose momentum when they. Okay, so I've seen technology initiatives falter and lose momentum when devices uh, suddenly appear and magic was expected to happen. Um, and so he was saying that technology can be a great addition to any school, but it can also be a logistical nightmare if added too quickly and not planned effectively. So I've seen some learned, I've learned many pieces of this puzzle. In this post, I'll outline these three important pieces. So he went on to say ways that it can be fixed, but I'm looking at it and seeing, okay, teachers might actually not want to do teachers might not want to do the this integration of technology because of all of the sometimes discouraging results because the whole and entire school culture was not developed around this piece. Um, then I had another piece from the same Edutopia uh, that I had copied. Um, that talked about too much technology and not enough learning. And in that piece, he says he's reading a book about the smartest kids in the world by Amanda Ripley, and talked about South Korea and Finland and Poland and some of these places uh, that are totally devoid of technology in as U.S. teachers who have so much technology and so on available. And making a comparison, uh, Amanda was saying that the students there are more highly educated than the students that are exposed to so much technology. And the concern is that there's too much technology and not enough learning. And even with our course, I guess I've seen that too. Not enough. I've seen where some teachers have come in to these courses thinking that we get too much into technology and we ignore the old-fashioned way of teaching and learning, and sometimes you lose in that. So here I can see where teachers would hesitate to want to use technology in throughout this process. um, not in Tuesday. Now I have one more website here that I had already captured stuff, and I did this while we were working on the positive end, while why some teachers would actually integrate technology into their courses. And on the so while I was looking at that, came across some of these articles. This one, of preparation and support, was another one that was taken from this website down here, the Journal and I already have that website up, so I would go to it, um, and on the web, thejournal.com. Um, this is what the site looks like. A lot of positive information here, but I was just looking at some of, even in the positive information, sometimes because of certain things that would happen, you have an hesitation by the teachers to integrate technology. But teachers also reported unsatisfactory levels of support and preparation for the use of technology in the classroom. Um, in reality, teachers who have completed the initial certification or licensure since 2000 do not believe that their pre-service programs taught them how to teach 21st century skills or how to effectively incorporate technology into instruction, according to the report. Um, this report it showed that more than half, 2000, more than half reported that the initial teacher experience preparation programs failed them in these respects. But of those who completed advanced training and certification since 2000, 60% or more thought that their advanced programs prepare them for teaching 21st century skills and reporting. So let's say we have teachers, and many times we have older teachers and people who have not done any advanced training, those that have not, those who don't care to participate, as I've seen in many times, uh, teachers not interested in the professional workshops. They just want to go to the classroom, teach the regular teaching, explain the subject matter, and stick with what they are accustomed to. Would kind of fall into this category of preparation and support. The teachers don't feel adequately prepared. Uh, so they have to use these websites and use these things, but how to make that proper integration is a skill that has to be learned and practiced. And I don't see a lot of teachers being excited about getting into all that. So that's what we have so far. Actually, if we scroll up here, uh, use and perceptions of technology. Um, these are some of, here is some more information on the users, the teachers who actually use technology in this process. Saying about 22%, and I think this is good um, information here. It's saying that about 22% of those surveyed in this survey say that were considered frequent users of technology. Only 22% of the people of those teachers surveyed were considered frequent users of technology, and they spent 31% of their time or more in class using technology to support learning. 17% were considered as moderate users, those who spent 21% to 30% of class time actually using technology, 26% sporadic users, spending 11% to 20% of class time using technology, and 34% infrequent users who reported spending 10% or less. So you had more people, 34% and 26%, being sporadic or infrequent users, and infrequent users meaning 10% or less of class time using technology, supporting learning with technology. So it shows that you do have a higher percentage of people teachers who actually um, do not use any technology or use very little technology. Then you have the difference between secondary teachers um, and teachers of elementary schools uh, and teachers of different types of subjects. So there are some teachers who actually use the subject who are in some subject areas hmm, that actually is what I'm finding here. According to the report authors, frequent technology users place considerably more emphasis on developing students' 21st century skills, specifically skills in accountability, collaboration, communication. That we talked about, and this was actually used on the positive end. These are skills that are developed, but I just wanted to also point out that on the negative end, on the other side, which is this part that we're talking about, that a teacher who is teaching a subject area, specific subject area, may actually say, because of the nature of the subject that I'm teaching, there's little use for technology. Some teachers who teach English, ESL, English as a second language, um, feel that and I've heard this for myself, that you feel that you actually would, they like more direct, just read and explain and have the person read, hear how they speak, more directly, less use of technology in that subject matter, whereas in science or math, you might find a higher use of technology. So you do have that effect. Okay, so I'm not, I think the other way to find out some more information, let's Google some sites here, because some of it's easier probably to think of sites that would give you information on the positive end of this. Let me try why um, teachers hate. Let's see what comes up. Why teachers hate tech info. Why do teachers hate technology? Ah, okay. Let's try this one first, and then maybe I'll look at that one. Why 11 reasons teachers aren't using technology. Let's grab some reasons here. EdRethink. So this is Education Rethink site. 11 reasons. Let's see. Grab some of these reasons here. Oh, I know. Read the introduction. I know that all tools are technically technology. However, for the purpose of this post, I'm thinking computers, tablets, and mobile devices. So this post actually is focused on these areas. This is not a comprehensive list, and I admit it's limited entirely to my own experience. So this is an opinionated column or piece, but let's look at what Education Rethink has to say. Um, fear. Fear of implementing new technology can be frightening on so many levels, whether it's a fear of letting go, of control, or a sense that one doesn't have the right skills, or concern about digital footprint, um, privacy, or cyberbullying. Many teachers are simply scared. Um, it's interesting. I know that fear is one of the things. And I would think mostly of fear in terms of the right skills, ability to actually get it right and to do it right. And I can see that. Usually, in terms of digital footprint, privacy, and cyberbullying, I think more of cyberbullying in terms of students, less of teachers. Um, but footprint and privacy, I didn't even think of that because normally I see more other, more, you know, tech people who are concerned about that. But it's actually possible that a teacher may be concerned about that stuff. And I can see that. So low self-efficacy. When I did my master's research, I believed that professional development needed address skills, needed development needed to address skills and motivation. I wanted teachers to see that technology could be a positive thing. What I found, however, was that they were motivated and somewhat skilled. What they lacked was a belief in their own ability to create tech integrated lessons. And that I definitely can see also. Uh, Testing. To me, this is one of the biggest barrier. Teachers see quality, teachers see quality, tech integrated strategies. They know that these strategies work. They've seen it in action, and yet the test is drill and kill, multiple choice. So teachers find themselves pulling back due to the inconsistencies of teaching and assessment. That is pretty good point. Consumerism. They, in many cases, teachers themselves have only used computers for entertainment and social interaction. Often, this comes from a consumerist mentality. Books, no matter how poor the quality, might be escapist, but they are seen as good escape because at least people are reading. This is because reading is viewed culturally as educational, while other things, techie, tend to be viewed culturally as entertainment. Huh, very, very interesting. This is a one I never thought of. I'm gonna copy and paste all of these in my piece, but this piece, consumerism, I never looked at that one before. Lack of leadership. When principals worry about managing liability than pushing for change, technology becomes an easy scapegoat. What if they break it? What if they see inappropriate sites? What if they bully one another on Facebook? It becomes a hassle. So that would be another reason I see. So, six, inconsistent paradigms. I see teachers who say, what am I supposed to do with 8 computers? How should I manage multiple devices? And yet the same teachers will do learning centers or use 8 sheets of chart paper and have kids work in groups. Teachers worry about off-task behavior online, and yet kids pass notes frequently. Interesting. Again, another one. Inconsistent paradigms. I like that piece. Didn't even think of that. I see. Yeah, you have 8 computers. Yeah, multiple devices. You have, but yet you have charts the way kids work in groups. Interesting. I like it. Um, Personal experience. Certain teachers are comfortable with instructional strategies that match what and yeah, this we know that they grew up with. So personal experience definitely, the way I learn carries on. Humility takes a certain level of humility to say my non-tech approach is wrong, and maybe I need uh, to consider technology. I like these reasons. It's optional. I'm not a fan of compliance-driven leadership. However, in a culture of compliance, some teachers will only do what leaders mandate them to do. So everything else is optional. Someone is still allowed to be a good teacher and use virtually no technology whatsoever. Interesting. When I think of that, really, um, if a teacher thinks that they're good at what they do and they don't need any technology, they may be good at what they do, but the use of technology is not just for the teacher and to enhance what the teacher is doing, but it's actually preparatory for the students. So you're preparing the students to live in a world of technology, but you're considering as a teacher only the fact that you get through your lessons well without the use of technology and you're great at what you do, but you're still robbing the students of certain things that they can benefit from. Uh, so, and also attend the lack of technology with the budget cuts and so on. And we understand we've talked over and over about those things with the digital divide and so on. Um, and he's saying, however, in the end, I fear that those can be a cop out. We need to invest in quality technology. We need to make it a policy priority. So, and 11, lack of research. There is solid research out there regarding some tech integrated strategies. However, Larry Cuban is right in suggesting that computers have been oversold and underused. So part of this comes from the utopian hype of technophilies who convince teachers that a smart board will cure leprosy and an iPod will turn water into wine. Although part of it comes from a lack of communication, we are not sharing the research well enough. Yeah, some when smart boards came on, people thought that was the to see what some of these other sites were saying. Do hate teachers hate technology. So so and as a education, um, a few weeks ago a study came out. Should we look at this study? Let's see what the study is. Let's see if it will bring it up. Mhm. And the study was from Pew Research Internet Project. Millennials will benefit and suffer due to their hyper-connected lives. They will suffer, they will benefit and suffer due to their hyper-connected lives. In a survey about the future of the internet, technology experts and stakeholders were fairly evenly split as to whether the younger generation always on connection to people and information will turn out to be net positive. Let's see, is that going to help us? 55% agreed with the statement. In 2020, the brains of multitasking teens and young adults are wired differently from those over age 35, and overall, I think people know that they do not suffer notable cognitive shortcomings as they multitask and cycle quickly through personal and work related tasks. Rather, they are learning more and they are more adept at finding answers to deep questions, in part because they can search effectively and access collective intelligence via the internet. In sum, the changes in. So, but what is 40? 2% who had an opposite opinion agreed with the opposite statement, which uh, posited. In 2020, the brains of multitasking teens and young adults are wired differently from those over 35, and overall, it yields baleful results. They do not retain information. That's what 42% is saying. They spend most of their energy sharing short social messages, being entertained, and being distracted away from deep engagement with people and knowledge. They lack deep thinking capabilities, they lack face to face social skills, they depend on unhealthy ways in the internet and mobile devices to function. In some, the changes in behavior and cognitive and cognition among the young are generally negative outcomes. Um, hmm, Interesting. Well, for me, in my experience in teaching with students, um, I think the split here is actually a good split. And when I say good, I don't mean just a real split. I mean a good split in that we should actually think on that uh, 55-42 level because 42% is actually it's a big percent. And if people perceive that, then there is some truth to what they're saying. This is my opinion. If there is some truth to what they're saying, then the problem is not so much in the technology and the availability of technology, but the fact that teachers and adults need to learn how to use it, how to bring it into focus, so that the positive benefits would be more realized than the negative benefits. The negative negative benefits, an oxymoron. Um, the negative connotations or negative implications or uses. So um, if a teacher is looking at that, I guess I can see where uh, a teacher might say all of these, Twitter and fast-moving things, the student is not going to benefit. So, what they need is classroom face-to-face interaction, and I, I, I would agree with the benefits of both. You do need that, but I do also believe that technology needs to be properly integrated. So I can see where a teacher would not want to get involved in too much technology because um, sometimes students tend to seem very disconnected with life, and so there are other ways to fix that. So with me, I think the students can work around each other with technology to enhance both areas. So that was the study that was done. Um, so why do teachers hate technology? So seem to hate technology would be one. We don't hate technology. They say we are just annoyed by it. We are annoyed when something takes more time with technology than it would have if it were handwritten, self-produced, or not automated. We're bummed out by companies and districts of or outsiders thinking that they have the solution for us. Hmm. So I see several things in here actually. I see several things in here. It's the technology itself, uh, being able to use it quickly and make the whole thing. And I know that um, in some cases, like I have told teachers that in terms of preparation for an online course, The bulk of the work is upfront. Once you have it down, it's done, it's prepared, and working it down to a science, then it's actually easier because everything is there. So then you just have to, it's more a matter of maintenance than it is actually continually teaching and working and being tired at the end of every day, stressed out. So as a teacher, I want tech solutions that is not used in my classroom, or at least not yet, is accessible to all my kids, engages my kids, teaches something truly valuable, and saves me time. So if the teacher actually knows that this is available and knows how to do it and how to use it, which I think professional workshops and so on will help them with that. So few people realize that this is what teachers want. Um, so this is saying actually that it's not that the teachers don't want technology, but that they want these things to be um, apparent. They want these things to be available. Um, so they want to know. So let's say it says you want something that actually engages the kids. You can truly have technology engages the kids. You can truly have technology that I just want to copy this little piece here. Uh, is it going to let me do that? Yes. Let's paste that in there. So it's not saying that this is from, just so I know where I got this. Um, put that in there because it's not a site that I know. Mm, okay, leave that as a clickable site in my word here, so I can find this information more. Okay, so let's go back here to do teachers hate technology? Why does ICT in education often fail? Um, Teachers are the closest to connections to students learning, and we want content to align to align to what we're teaching. we want um, we want education, we want ed tech content to be useful to students. So so you don't just want a teacher doesn't want so you see teachers want something truly valuable. You don't just want stuff just because it's technology, and many times this is what is happening. Just because it's technology, we think that it's useful, but it's not always useful, and it's not valuable to the students. So this is why some of it is they often fail because you're just grabbing at technology just because it's technology. So parents are often forgotten in the process. And what is it saying? One thing that we parents meetings demonstrating our SMS based product to parents in real time and answering questions and so on. Um, so what exactly works in EdTech then? Mm, organized by content and is not random. Okay. So if we're looking at these, this is what this website is saying. This is what the teachers actually want, and if they don't see that this is available to them, what is going to happen is they would reject the actual technology. They would reject the resource. They would reject um, whatever is being offered. So let's take a look at the time here. Whoa, time has been moving. Let's check a couple more sites and see what's happening. Um, why teachers hate tech training. Mm, let me just browse and quickly see tech training. Info today. Let's see if it's any useful information. Uh, Scroll up information today. I've studied the sides of technology, biology teachers, technology facilitator, now library, technology specialist. I've seen why so many teachers abhor tech training and all its varied applications. So let's see some of the reasons. Uh, in school districts, equipment and software are kept current, but the technology training is done in a shotgun fashion. So I guess this would affect their confidence. Like any new skill, practice is always necessary. Most teachers are given an appropriate amount of time to practice, are not given an appropriate amount of time to practice. So then that affects your skill level. Technology trainers often forget to provide real classroom applications. So practice is a problem, and application, real, how can I use it in the classroom? That's a problem. So here, teachers, this is a good list too. Um, Many teachers are intimidated by technology and technology people, and that's true. Technology people, um, because I am more of education than technology, and when you talk to technology people, they sometimes just like twist their head. But the problem, what I've actually found out is that with technology people, the reason they just bend their head when twist their head sideways and react when you're talking about stuff or trying to find stuff out or looking at things, it's not that they know all the answers. It's just that they spend midnight to 2 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out stuff, and then they act like you should just know it. Well, you're spending your time in education and the actual material itself, and so you don't have as much time as they do in it to spend in technology. So a good marrying of these things. So technology trainers often forget to provide real classroom. Many teachers are intimidated by technology. They convinced that we have been genetically altered somewhere along the line and so on. And so teachers feel that this is something that they do, and ah, I can see that. And five, we forget some people just don't naturally like gadgets. That is something too also that I guess we can consider. Um, I'm gonna pause here so that that siren thing doesn't come up. Okay, so I'm back, and we the last one says we forget some people are not just naturally don't like gadgets. Unfortunately for teachers, technology is not an option. So sometimes, just like when we're talking to the students and we say, yes, you don't like this, and you may not like that. Um, this may not feel comfortable to you, but you have to do it. And so it's the same for teachers. Technology is not an option. It is something that you have to bring in, because in this 21st century, the students are, it's not an option for the students. So if it's not an option for the students, and teaching ground, I can see this is their base of learning, we're gonna have to incorporate it. So wasn't going to go to this, but actually I'm going to keep this also. Some reasons why. Okay, so I grab this and paste it in here. Um, so you see, I mean, I'm just gathering a lot of this information here, but at some point in time, I would have to uh, streamline everything. But I'm just grabbing information for now. Um, let me grab the website so I know where it came from, and paste that in there for these notes. Okay, let's get back to some learning. Look at some of these more, see if I see some more official sites, School of Thought, the blog, resources. Mm, so there's a lot of stuff talking about this. Let's look at this study. Look at some blogs. I see what they have to say. School of Thought blogs. CNN. Okay, Schools of Thought. Let's see what CNN had to say on this. Hmm. Okay, Pew Research. They again. Here's again. They talked about that Pew Research. We looked at that. Um, American Life Project found cell phones, tablets, Google, and Wikipedia are the center of how educators teach and how students learn, but they bring new challenges. Um, New challenges too. Almost three-quarters of the teachers surveyed said that cell phones are used in their classrooms to complete assignments. Three-quarters, while 45% of use e-readers and 43% use tablets. Heh, I don't know what schools they looked at, but many teachers, 99% themselves, rely on online research, but they believe digital technologies make it harder for students to find and use credible sources. The Pew study said that 76% of teachers surveyed strongly agreed that search engines have conditioned students to expect to be able. Uh, Actually, yeah, when talking about finding credible sources, this is probably another reason that, not probably, it is another reason I think that teachers may not want to integrate technology, is because they think that some of the, and I've heard a lot of teachers say that they just use Wikipedia and grab stuff and not credible sources. I think as a parent, I also see that my daughter relies on the internet a lot. Um, just get that for a credible source of information, as a credible source of information. Um, So I can see that teachers I can see that teachers actually rely on this, rely on this um, this area. In terms of whether or not this, let's look at this here. Several teachers um, noted that if a student looks at a particular piece of information online for a few minutes and can't find it, look for a particular piece and can't find it, they will often not interpret that to mean they have to search differently or go to different resources, etc. So this is talking about how students perceive the information on how student teachers perceive their students' response to information and information gathering on the web.